Hello everyone, and now welcome to a 2v2 matchup. Let me go ahead and turn on ally colors here so that the action is easier to follow. A 2v2 matchup. It's going to be ArminvB and Trunkz going up against Cash and Maru. This was taken from, well, Division 1. Let me double check the name of this. This is New WarCraft League Season 20 Division 1, as Maru has spawned as, well, the teal human. Cash has spawned as the teal orc, going up against red Trunkz and red ArminvB. All right, night elf orc going up against human orc in this 2v2 matchup on Twisted Meadows. Gonna go ahead and speed things up to about the minute 30-second mark. It always feels like 2v2 matchups generally have a lot more action going on, and well, gotta keep track of everything else. Twisted Meadows, long time no see. Yeah, definitely long time no see. I don't mind it much for a 2v2 matchup, as well, it does have a lot more space, plenty of places for expansions, and just works well as a 2v2. Meanwhile, we are seeing Trunkz going into a Demon Hunter and now going into an Ancient of War at the same time, building up a Hunter's Hall. Huntresses will be trained up here. Farseer is already being trained out. It looks like it will be, well, headhunters coming in from ArminvB. I'm just going to call him Arm from now on. Arm and Trunkz going up against Cash and Maru, as Arm going to be going in for those headhunters. And I am curious as to whether or not he will actually go to tier 3 to get that Berserker upgrade. Coming back around, Demon Hunter now chasing after the Farseer. Farseer wants to put in some harassment. Demon Hunter could get off another mana burn. Yes, once more gets it off there, and is really hoping to try and shut down, well, everything that's going on in the Night Elf base. Trunkz could actually be in a very, very big world of hurt here in just a moment, as all the buildings are not yet done. Ancient of War was significantly delayed. Repairs are trying to get built, and here we are, Ancient of War now trying to fight back here. This Moonwell getting destroyed before it even gets up and operational. Demon Hunter focused so much onto the Farseer. Oh, double detonation there. Demon Hunter now on the board with a good amount of experience, more than the Archmage and the Farseer combined, but did end up losing a handful of his own wisps in that save. Additional wisps will need to be trained up here. Headhunters are now making their way over. Ancient of War is joining in on the battle, as well as the Farseer now coming back around to perhaps try and put a little bit of pressure here. A little bit of chasing underway. How much damage can really be added in, as we're looking at Cash now taking some damage as well. Dash, Stroll trying to stick damage onto any of those units. Incredibly important, as we're looking at another 1v1 fight in this 2v2 matchup. Trunkz going after one of Cash's peons. It looks like there was a potential attempt at perhaps towers, as the Archmage of Maru now trying to retreat back and going to end up regrouping with Arm's aggression over here on Cash. Units still trying to retreat back here. Cash, well, double mana burn earlier on, needing not very much mana as he continues to try and retreat back. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter going to be coming around the far side here, perhaps trying to, well, pick off some of those units, as a footman down to 238 hit points, but still rising because of those Scroll of Regeneration, just breaking off the heal and now making its way back once more. Meanwhile, we're looking at huntresses and the headhunters going after, I guess I can just call them hunters, right? Since there are headhunters and huntresses. The hunters matchup going after the Archmage, as the Archmage now looks to fall back once more. Demon Hunter could get off an easy, another mana burn onto that Farseer. Yes, does it again, shutting down a lot of that, well, Spear Wolf play that the Farseer desperately needs if it wants to do anything here. All right, there's a little bit of bounce damage once more. Hunters or Huntress now trying to retreat back, as the Headhunters going straight for the heads of either the rider or that cat that they're riding on, dealing all of that bonus damage. Coming back through a mass, well, headhunter army here, poking down the units of Maru. Maru in a bit of trouble. Cash also in a little bit of trouble, just kind of forced to be constantly in checkmate by this Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter hasn't really gained any additional experience, though, as the headhunters chasing after the Huntress, now trying to retreat back once more. Demon Hunter now needs to split away from those Huntresses. Demon Hunter is actually faster than those Huntresses, I believe, with those boots of speed. All right, a little bit of denial right there. A little bit of denial right there, as the Farseer now makes its way back off to the north. Farseer, Headhunters, Spear or Wolves now making their rounds. Are we going to see Arm accidentally open up against these creeps? Yes, but he is not getting creep jacked here. Huntress is now trying to retreat back. We are looking at the Forest Troll Warlord. Is it going to get poked down? It is a little bit, but now in comes Maru. Maru going to come in with a bit of aggression here. Farseer picks up the Potion of Greater Healing and is now looking to fall back here, perhaps get some damage onto some of those units as they did venture out pretty far. 23 to 27 piercing damage. Now Ogre Warriors are looking to retreat back. Demon Hunter was healed up a little bit more. Farseer does get up to level 2, and the Demon Hunter may get up to level 2 as well. Nope, Farseer sticking around a little bit too close. Gonna deny level 2 on this Demon Hunter. No evasion just quite yet. Farseer does have access to Chain Lightning. That could potentially be a problem as the Archmage is sitting dangerously at 125 hit points. Headhunter is now coming back the other way. Huntress is now coming in, and a little bit of Chain Lightning bounce around. Cash is at level 2 on the Farseer as well. So Arm and Cash are both sitting at level 2 as the Mountain King now out here onto the battlefield. Stormbolt most likely going to land down onto a Headhunter here, and the Mountain King is going to look to try and put down pressure as the Tauren Chieftain may throw down a Stomp and return the favor in terms of stuns. You stun me, I stun you. Let's go ahead and do this as Arm now looks to retreat back. Cash and Maru refinding themselves back in the center portion of this game here. Meanwhile, Trunkz looking to, has a Naga Sea Witch as his secondary hero and will be able to use that to try and pick off units. Where are all of these units perhaps going to try and travel off to next? Naga Sea Witch at level, still at level 1. As the Demon Hunter, as freshly trained, but pretty much on its way to level 2. We're looking at both sides trying to engage here, and here we are, Shadow Hunter. There's a Hex going down onto a Headhunter, and it looks as though Headhunters are just constantly falling as a Tauren Chieftain does throw down a Stomp. Farseer gets caught in the middle of a precarious situation, trying to retreat away. Is it going to teleport too far? Yes, it is. One of Cash's Headhunters outside of that teleport range. And, going to open things up for the Forest Troll Warlord to get finished off. Tauren Chieftain should actually be much closer to the fight here to try and gain every bit of that experience to get to Endurance Aura, which is incredibly important. Tauren Chieftain does pick up a Tome of Intelligence +2 during this transition for a little bit of bonus mana. Alright, a little bit of bonus mana, actually bigger than a 10% increase, going from, 215 or 225 to 255 right there. Tauren Chieftain now with a decent amount of mana for those stomps as it comes online, especially at level 3 and level 5. Now, what are Cash and Maru looking to do here? The main base of the human is now, suffering quite a bit of damage. Tauren Chieftain doesn't want to get that far up in the front line. Tauren Chieftain actually taking a little bit of feedback damage. Units are now trying to retreat back here as we're looking at them trying to line things up. All right, human army coming in from one side. Mountain King could be able to get off a Stormbolt. There goes one Headhunter already stunned down here. We do have a high ground advantage for Arm and Trunkz here as a Naga Sea Witch gets up to level 2. Meanwhile, there goes a Stomp as well, and big damage. No Lightning Shield on the Tauren Chieftain, though, as Arm is going to go ahead and try and retreat back. Potion of Invulnerability not used, as the level 1 Tauren Chieftain does end up falling. Demon Hunter now trying to go after some of these other Headhunter units as well. Naga Sea Witch slowing those units down pretty drastically as well. We see another Purge go down onto a Huntress. Huntress getting stopped in its tracks temporarily, followed by a Hex here. And it's all about forcing your opponent to retreat. If you can force your opponent to retreat, you can pick off those units either with the Cold Arrows from the Naga Sea Witch, Mountain King's Stormbolt, Purge from Shaman, or a Hex from the Shadow Hunter. Transitioning back, Arm now looking to clear things up here to take down this creep camp. Tauren Chieftain was only sitting at level 1, and we do in fact have tier 3. The Berserker upgrades were in fact researched, as we are now going into Shaman, or Shaman with Bloodlust as the mastery training. Tauren Chieftain now gets up to level 2. Farseer sitting at level 3. Don't see fortified armor upgrades, just the steel range weapons. Perhaps the Thor range weapons will be steel range weapons to try and bolster their damage just a bit more. Meanwhile, Farseer trying to pick off some additional units here, but the Demon Hunter keeping that Naga Sea Witch alive and healthy, at least for now. All right, in comes the rest of the units. I believe Trunkz is actually in a bit of a precarious spot. Will be forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal. Stormbolt onto the Naga Sea Witch, but gonna end up losing a Huntress instead, as the Naga Sea Witch was not in danger of falling before the Scroll of Town Portal was done. This is a great play and great choice by Arm here to continue to clear out creep camps when he knows his opponent is, well, in the far corner of the map, using every bit of the map whenever you can. Tauren Chieftain now going after the Forest Troll Trappers and all of these units down in the center. Ogre Magi will end up falling back here. I really wish I could, like, type enter and, like, tap zoom, like the zoom command. Sorry for zooming out. I do use the middle button to do the mouse drag, so I feel as though this is a much better camera movement work than trying to go.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, I see. I feel like you can track better. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you would rather me use the arrow keys so that I'm guaranteed to always be zoomed out, or have the slight mouse drag, which allows me to keep track and highlight the action a bit better. But by clicking on that middle scroll wheel mouse, it sometimes registers as a mouse scroll as opposed to a mouse click or a center mouse click. Tome of Intelligence now given to the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain is a monster with a Sobi mask, pendant of energy, and I believe he had double what's it called, double Tomes of Intelligence. All right, Blizzard now raining down. The Burrows are going to be in a lot of trouble as Scroll of Town Portal now coming back across here. Scroll of Speed coming across, being used. What is happening? Where is the partner? Where is Trunkz as the units are now trying to retreat back? That little rabbit never ran faster in his life. However, the Scroll of Speed has come to an end. This is just a horrible separation. Arm has no way out here. No Scroll of Town Portal. He already used the Scroll of Town Portal and is now getting completely caught out in the open. Potion of Invulnerability wasn't used there. Tauren Chieftain now in a little bit of trouble, using a Purge onto the Tauren Chieftain to break the Hex, and then using, well, a Potion of Invulnerability to get out of danger. Trying to get back out onto the high ground here, perhaps use a little bit of that range, and here we are. Somehow Arm and Trunkz now able to use the high ground advantage, and this could be a bit of a problem if Cash and Maru try to fight from this side here. A little bit of missing coming along here as the Tauren Chieftain now racing back down. There's a big stomp. That's going to as well slow down two Headhunters there as they now finally get back onto the low ground. All right, Blizzard raining down, and Maru is just stopping many of these units in its tracks as Bloodlusted Endurance Aura Berserkers with very fast attack speed, if they actually go into Berserk mode, could really poke apart lots of damage. However, while they're in that mode, you better believe the Archmage of Maru is going to be trying to rain down Blizzard on those units as the damage does max out. Accidental zooms in or classic, don't change it. Hello, Crota in chat. Little break from work so I can watch some WarCraft 3. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely like the mouse drag. Right, like that fine-tuned control as opposed to it just feels choppy, right? It's just all right. And this is portrait click, which is rather nice as well. All right. Unit's going to be making their way back off to the north here. Demon Hunter getting into position, trying to lead the charge, and now going after, well, killing his own Huntress, making sure that he doesn't give his opponent any additional experience. Meanwhile, we are looking at Wolves now trying to push inside the other base here as the Dryads are now pushing in. What is going on here? Tauren Chieftain trying to venture in forward in a very tough spot here. Bears are in the front line, and here we are. Archmage is coming down with Blizzard already. Arm and Trunkz really have nowhere to go in this fight, and really shouldn't be sticking around here in this fight at all. Tauren Chieftain and Farsi are going to be backing away. Chain Lightning bouncing back all the way around. Tauren Chieftain, is it going to get a stun on the Mountain King? No, it was not. That seemed like a hand caught in the cookie jar sort of moment for Trunkz and Arm. They both went in to try and engage, weren't properly lined up, gave time for Cash and Maru to line up their units nearly perfectly. And then once the fight began, well, the positioning of Cash and Maru's army was simply superb compared to the unorganized army of Arm and Trunkz. With that, well, double Scroll of Town Portal necessary in order to retreat back. Now, the question is, are we going to start seeing expansions? Cash already set up an expansion over here at what I'll call the 12 o'clock location. Fortress and a tiny Great Hall does do absolute wonders. Fortified Burrow by Cash as well to try and protect from these Dryads and all of these ranged units. 2-0 upgrades on those Berserkers. No sign for level 3 as we are still adding in more Shaman, and it looks like it's going to be a split prong attack here. Tauren Chieftain going to be forced to back up. Are they going to be able to get that necessary damage onto that Arcane Tower? Not quite yet, as we're still looking at the Archmage and Mountain King trying to chase. Well, we are looking at Trunkz and Maru trying to do a little bit of separate action as well. And Cash now finally coming in here. And this is what I will say is different about Arm and Trunkz here. Arm and Trunkz actually willing to do separate engagements just a little bit more. And Trunkz and Arm and Cash and Maru is just trying to recover from their lightning shield, quickly getting dispelled here. We're looking at no Berserker Rage, only the scroll, only the Bloodlust here, but that is a lot of damage to come across here as the Farseer are going to go ahead and use a Scroll of Town Portal to get out. Gets up to level 4. We're going to see a stomp. No, we are not. There is the final stomp, and it does end up stunning that Mountain King temporarily. All right, coming back the other way. Well, gonna go ahead and teleport back home here. Demon Hunter able to head back home. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch double devotion aura with the lion and the lion horn of Stormwind that should be either given to his given to the Tauren Chieftain as an additional item spot, as well, since there is so much well separated action between these two. Tree of Life nearly completed, but still will be some time before we see full saturation on that gold mine. Cold Arrow is meta right now for hero targeting. Yep. Yeah, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to punish. If you're seeing long drawn out fights, the Priestess of the Moon and the True Shot aura is very good. However, what we're seeing is a lot of hit and runs, right? The hit and runs, the cold arrows, the hexes, the purges, the storm bolts. All of those allow you to get a little bit of an advantage if you can force your opponent to retreat and then able to pick off 2 additional units. Cold arrows, all of those effects being extremely powerful. However, if you do have in that final long drawn out battle in the end, yes, maybe the Priestess of the Moon would have been better then in that final point, but you may not have gotten, or you may not have been able to build your advantage to get into that position if you went for a different hero. Well, Shadowhunter now trying to retreat back, Healing Wave trying to come back around. We're looking at Blizzard raining down, and this is a battle going across multiple sides here. Shadowhunter quickly gets taken down. Meanwhile, Army of the Night Elf trying to engage here. Demon Hunter does have a potion of healing, and it's going to try and stick around here. Blizzard onto the Dryads. Not quite sure what that is about here. A little bit of a misstep by Maru, but Trunkz actually walking into that position there. Staff of Preservation saving the Demon Hunter here. Tauren Chieftain down in the bottom here. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal pass? Yes, we are, and a beautiful save at that last moment, but the Scroll of Town Portal range is going to be a bit too far here, as the units do need to try and retreat back. One very gung-ho Berserker with only 15 hit points actually ventured forward. Should have been, well, we're trying to walk back into that other direction. Trunkz now full saturation, both sides sitting on 3 bases. The main bases only have 2 minutes of mining left. We're 19 minutes into this match, and with, well, no clear winner as of yet. 48 supply, 52 supply, going up against 59 supply and 51 supply. Still very, very, well, still very, very even. Very late for the meta, newbie me. Well, yeah. Coming back through, Tauren Chieftain gonna look to engage here. Well, and it is gonna be bad for Arm and Trunkz, perhaps not fully healed. Gonna start to take a little bit of poke damage here. There goes another purge. Tauren Chieftain down to 130 hit points. Could be down to dead here if he's not careful. And he does get picked off as once more Arm and Trunks's Arm and Trunks's willingness to try and separate their armies actually caught them to be caught out in the open twice so far. Now Arm and Trunkz are going to try and engage here, but it may be too little too late, as the Tauren Chieftain is out of this fight, waiting to now try and get resurrected. I believe this is going to be the beginning of the end. Demon Hunter could try and use a Scroll of Town Portal. No, ends up going Staff of preservation to be saved, but the Moonwells, I believe, are dry. Demon Hunter may try and Scroll of Town Portal back in on the other side here as the Farseer falls at level 4. End up Chain Lightning bouncing around, causing in more problems, more Headhunters, more Berserkers getting felled here as Maru, now raining Blizzard down, was trying to get the Bears, now only clipping those Dryads. Demon Hunter now back into action, pretty much saying, what I miss, and his whole army is on fire. I believe there's a net meme all about that, as that is the GG right there. Arm and Trunkz losing to Cash and Maru due to all of the constant separate play. Trunkz not quite giving up as of yet, but still in the end has to. Trunkz, very, very close score overall. 67 and 63 going up against 66 and 61. The final fight, though, really felt like it was in favor of Maru and Cash, just continually building up on the advantage that they were able to establish. Maru and Cash often moved out together to not get caught out in the open, and only separated when necessary, when Trunkz and Arm were trying to do some sort of two-pronged attack, and even then they were able to hold things off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.